Hi everyone, it's Louise. And I'm just moving that down there. Slightly different to our normal view from my windscreen because it's not always working very well. I haven't been able to send you a talkie on a Wednesday for a while because it just won't upload when I do it straight from Instagram. So here I am in Scribbly Central. And I'm going to do this little very quick chat. I've seen, and thank you to all the people who have either tagged me or shared with me the article from the Scotsman newspaper that came out at the end of last week. I think it's been picked up in lots of other sister publications across Scotland, and it's an article from that was taken the diary of an experienced secondary school teacher in Scotland about their experience over the week as a teacher in a secondary school. And it showcased a lot of things that are being experienced in schools to lesser or more degrees across Scotland. And they're really focusing on quite a lot of the aggressive, extreme behaviour that we are seeing in pupils. I want to say mostly in secondary schools, but the sad reality is that primary school teachers are also experiencing extreme levels of behaviour. And it's this word behaviour that I think that we need to really unpack and understand. Now, I am not here to bash teachers. Teachers are amazing. You guys are doing such a wonderful job. This is about, you guys don't have the resources, you don't have the staffing in your schools to actually engage in what needs to be done. And that's the sad reality, is that the continuation of from government drip feeding down is that behaviour needs to be tackled. We need to have quiet, calm, compliant children in our classrooms, and behaviour isn't looked at as a symptom of something else. Behaviour is seen as being somebody deliberately being defiant, and that has to be addressed. Now, many cases that is not the case. The behaviour is symptomatic of something else that is going on in that child's life that needs to be addressed and is not being looked at. And that's where I come in, to help you as parents help your child with their emotional development of processing things that are just beyond their child capability. This is coming into neuroscience. We are putting expectations, adult expectations, on our children who are still growing and developing. They cannot deal with our expectations, our worldviews. The things that are going on in the world around them are so big, so confusing, and they're still growing. They're still trying to work out and muddle through just growing and learning. And then we've got all these other expectations put on them, and it's frustrating, it's fizzy, it's a volcano, it's a fiery dragon. It's however your child shows that emotion that leads to behaviour, because they don't know how to communicate what is going on. Now, I am absolutely not condoning the violent behaviour that is happening in schools. However, I absolutely don't agree that we should be expelling these children. Yes, they're being disruptive, but there must be other ways that we can help these children. We need these children to have someone they can trust. We need to have someone where we can build connection and relationships with these children and actually find out what's happening and help them understand what's going on in their own bodies and in their brain. And until we can do that, and until people who are making these policies and filtering it down into the curriculum understand that behaviour is a symptom of something else, we will go round and round and round in this problem forevermore. We don't want our children to be the compliant little robots. We want them to have their thoughts and feelings, because from emotion creates solutions to problems. And if we don't know the problems, if we don't know what is causing that behaviour behind the emotion, we can't provide a solution for what they're doing. If we know how they're feeling, if we know what is going on, we can work together with the children to create the solutions that will work and will hopefully, not always, there will still be occasionally something that just triggers, that leads to extreme behaviour, but we will be better prepared as parents, as teachers, as educators, as people out in society, employers, of dealing with behaviour that isn't acceptable. So, what are your thoughts on behaviour? Should we be taking draconian tactics? Should we be expelling children, suspending them from school? If we do that, how does that solve the behaviour? By taking them out of school. Yes, it improves everything for the rest of the children and the teacher. It doesn't improve anything for that child. Where do they go? Do they just stay at home? Do they roam the streets? Do they meet up with other expelled, suspended children? What do they do then? They just take that behaviour and put it out into the high street. What do they do when they're out roaming the streets? We need to be thinking more globally. We need to think more as a society. How can we all help our children understand their behaviour by understanding the emotions behind them? Have a great day. Let me know what you think about this very complex and controversial view on behaviour. Let me know. I'm very interested to hear what your thoughts are on this. So get in my messages. See you later.